So like I said, I'm recording this so your friends can look at this in their own time if they need to. You guys have seen graphs of relations before. Well, you should have seen it last year anyway. Morning. And so graphs of relations, what we understand about relations is that not functions. What's the difference between the two of them? The basic explanation for a relation versus a function is that a relation can sort of be any sort of formula that you see, but when we're talking about functions specifically, each x value may only have one y value as a representation, okay, in sort of any given function or any sort of equation. For it to be classified as a function, single x value, single y value, okay? Whereas let's not think about it the other way around. Let's not think about it as if, because we can have the same y value for different x values that you guys see with normal quadratics. Okay, normal quadratic, you understand, sort of looks like this, and it will have the same y values at two different x coordinates, which is fine. But a relation can have the same x value, can have two y values, and that's what is like a circle, okay? You understand with a circle, let's say this coordinate here on a circle has a y value here and has a y value here. So that's what we call then a relation, okay? You guys hopefully recall that our basic function of a circle is what is represented here. X squared plus y squared equals r squared, where x and y are your center points for your x and y coordinates, and your r squared is the size of your circle. And then this formula on the right hand side there, that is the coordinates, okay? It operates exactly the same as how all of our other functions work, where because this p and this q value are inside a set of brackets, they're the opposite of what you expect the coordinate to be, okay? And I'll show you an example in a short moment. Actually, I'll just sort of shorten this over to the side here. If, for example, I give you a value like this. Hello. Morning. X take 2 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to, let's say, 5 squared. If I was to draw this, here's my Cartesian plane. The x value is, x coordinate, sorry, is going to be normal 2. And then the y coordinate is going to be -2. And so we have our center point there. And then what we understand is that this here is our radius of 5. So from this point, you need to move 5 points up, 5 points down, 5 points to the left, 5 points to the right to then get your edges of your circle, and then you fill it in, okay? So we understand hopefully that this is at 2, -2, okay? Then we go up 1 spot, 2, and then we got 5 spots here. So the coordinate at this point is 2 and 3. Okay, we move across to the right hand side over here. So this coordinate here, I am drawing on the working out, my bad, will be 7, -2. Okay, because I'm going across 5 spots. This one here is that 2 here, and the point here will be -3, -2. No. Okay, and then the one below, the lowest point, will be at 2 and -7. Okay, if I can get this charged. Okay, I'll bring it down. 2 and -7 here. Okay. Remember, this coordinate, that is our center point, and that's determined by these two values here. And then my other points, okay, are determined by this number here. That is 5 squared. Okay, so that's why all of our other points here are 5 points away. And then you just complete the circle as best as you can. As best as you can. Obviously, this is a terrible circle, but you get the picture. Okay. Questions about drawing a circle or drawing a relation? No. So what I do want to point out here is that these numbers highlighted in yellow can sort of be any value, and that's just going to manipulate where your what do you call it is. It's just going to manipulate where your center point is. What I also want to tell you is that you can have values here. You can, let's refer it to it as A and B values right there, which will affect your graph in some way. And the only point that really matters at this point is that they need to be exactly the same number to represent a circle. Okay? If they are different numbers, if your A and B are different numbers, you'll get like an ellipses, sort of like an oval in some way. Okay? For now, we need to make sure that they are the same number. Okay? Let's erase that for now. So, I just showed you how to do example A right there. What you might need help with is this question right here. Find the center and radius of this circle of that equation. What you should do at this point here, okay, is you should be doing some handy-dandy rearranging. Okay, so this gets rearranged to x squared take 10x, okay, and then plus y squared plus 6y is equal to 0. Okay. And then what you need to do here is you need to complete the square for each of them. That's for question B. So you're completing the square for each of them. So this one here is x take 5 all squared, and because there is no constant, and we understand that if I expanded this, I would get plus 25, okay, I need to subtract 25. So that's just going to sit there for now. Okay, I've completed the square. Okay, then what I do here, same thing with the y. I need to complete the square, y plus 3 all squared. We understand that there's no constant here, so I need to remove what would be produced by this 3 times 3. So I need to take 9. This is all still equal to 0. Move the constants to the other side. X take 5 squared plus y plus 3 all squared. And then I'm moving it to the side, so it makes 36. 36 is not my radius. 6 is my radius. Okay? And so you can leave it like this, that's fine. But if you'd like to just leave it in a form that you recognize, then this is fine as well.
Where'd you get 36 from?
I added 25 and I added 9 to the other side.
34.
It is 34. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Glorious kid.
It is 34, so you just leave it like that. Yeah, I will just leave it as that. Don't worry about that part there. I think that's a little bit to practice. So for the next 30 minutes or so, I would practice these. And so I go, sir, how am I practicing these? Okay. What I'd do is I would go on to the worksheets and I would do
Why does this look so different? There's no colour, there's no like example setting.
too bad. Don't worry about question 1, but go from question 2 onwards.